That's just how I feel about it. Let's go ahead and get this thing started, man. Ladies and gentlemen, for the people who are watching this stream right now, we'd like to welcome you to the AFC, where we advocate for children first. And yes, we are talking about another child, and actually a set of children, but this story is going to focus on one child in particular, because it seems that this is the second child that has actually garnered support from the community in a way where they are offering reward money for an arrest. I don't know if they're offering money for an arrest and a conviction, but they're definitely offering money for some type of information that will lead to the arrest of at least the man that is responsible. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't a woman, so I'm throwing it out there like that. For the man that is responsible, if I could even be as bold as to say it was probably a black man, because I know some people out there that are truly convinced that it's not black men and black thugs and black gang members out committing all this violence. Is this you guys' first time hearing something like this? I've actually had people email me and say it's the police that are in the streets in disguises that are out committing all of these murders. And I gotta tell you guys, man, before I even read the story, I just gotta tell y'all, that has got to be the most creative excuse that I've heard for black people continuing to be their own worst enemy. And nobody wants to point the finger at us, especially us. And you know what's funny about it is when a black person steps up and says, yes, this thing is wrong, then people try to shut us down, right? Us as the AFC, and hopefully everybody understand what AFC means, advocating for children first. This happens all the time, and there's no reason for it to continue to happen. But the thing is until people start to look at themselves and say, we are the problem, nothing will change. So that's what we're here to do. We're going to continue to keep shining that bright light at these situations and exposing what the real issues are. In this story, a 1-year-old boy was killed, and his mother, his biological mother, was wounded in a shooting Saturday afternoon in, where else but Inglewood, in the area of Chicago. How about that? Are you guys surprised? The 22-year-old mother and her child were driving home from a laundromat just after 2 p.m. on Halstead Street when another car pulled up alongside them near 60th Street, according to police. As the cars drove together, someone in the other vehicle fired 7 to 8 shots into the passenger side of the mother's car, according to police. The baby boy that you guys see on my screen right there, I'm going to put some respect on his name. That little boy, his name is Sincere Gaston. Let me see if I can back that photo up so you guys can see his face again. This little boy's face. Sincere, middle initial A, last name Gaston. What a handsome baby boy. What a beautiful baby boy. And he died for what? Somebody please let me know what this little boy died for. What was the cause? What was going on so wrong that this baby boy needed to die? It is beyond my understanding, and it's not right. That little boy that y'all saw on my screen, as you can see from the bullet holes in that car, was struck one time in his chest as he sat in the rear seat of his mother's vehicle. And even the mom suffered a graze wound to her head, according to the police. The mother drove to the nearby hospital at St. Bernard, where her boy was pronounced dead. The boy would have turned 2 years old in just a few months. That baby boy right there. Cook County Medical Examiner's Office identified the boy as Sincere A. Gaston of South Chicago. An autopsy ruled his death as a homicide. saying he died of a gunshot wound to his chest. Here's my question for the people that are listening. How many of you guys in the chat that are listening right now, how many of you guys believe either A, this was a random act of violence? Choice B, do you believe that the police had something to do with this shooting? Because believe it or not, this is something people are actually saying in public. They are really speaking these words. These human beings are speaking these words. Option C, somebody was targeting the mother. Which one do you guys think it is? Let's go over our options again. A, random act of violence. B, it's the popo's fault. Or option C, the mother was the target. What do you guys think? Guys can vote in the chat. But if you ask me, I totally believe that the mother was the intended target, because it seems like each and every one of these murders are what we call retaliatory strikes. In Chicago, if y'all live out there in that area, or if you're familiar with that area, then you should know what I'm talking about. That everybody is retaliating for somebody did something to my people, so I'm gonna go do something to their people, and because something happened to their people, they come back and do something to the other side. That's the way that this endless gang war works. It'll never end. It probably has something to do with whoever the mom was dealing with, or probably something to do with some strong emotions, because this is the type of thing that I call a crime of passion. This is absolutely not a random act of violence. That I can promise you guys. That I can promise you. And for the fact that people are so bold in Chicago and they continue to keep doing this type of thing because they know that the chances of them getting away with it is very, very high. Now, here's my question. Take the cough drop out my mouth. Here's my question. My next question. In Chicago, in the state of Illinois, they have some of the strongest gun laws on the books. My question is, do you need to make the gun laws even stronger for the people who are abiding by the law and getting their guns legally and their licenses legally? Should we make the laws harder on the people who are doing the right damn thing, who are living according to the letter of the law? Is that what we should do? Because you know that's what they actually say. They say we should get rid of guns. But what that actually means is that you're going to take away guns from the people who are already following the law. So for the people who operate outside the confines of the law, the outlaws, the thugs, the gangsters, the criminals, the thugs, the hoodlums, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to try to mind my mouth tonight. Whatever you want to call them. Do you guys think that they're ever going to stop carrying their guns? Why would you want to de-arm the people who are following the freaking law? Why would you ever want to do that? Huh? Why would you ever want to convince a group of people who are doing the right thing to tell them, let us protect you? Well, you know, it's so funny that you say, well, let's let the government protect us, right? Let the government protect us while they can't even find all of the people who, like they have people on videotape that are doing these shootings, and they are literally not able to make any arrest at all. And matter of fact, let's talk about this. That is the car that they believe is responsible for this shooting. So if you guys recognize that titted out dark car, which looks like maybe they'll have a description here in a moment. But if you guys recognize that car in Chicago, then if you see something, say something, right? We want to make the laws harder for the people who are already following the laws. They call this type of thing gun violence. They call this gun violence. But is that actually the correct term? Should we be calling this gun violence? If you ask me, I'd say no. Because the last time I checked, I'm not the brightest crayon in the box, right? You know, I'd probably be like a navy blue or brown. Because I'm definitely not the brightest one in the box. But last time I checked, my gun, which is actually sitting right over there, it's within arm's reach, by the way. But my gun sitting over there is not going to go out and go kick somebody's ass. It's not going to go out and go lay a nigga down in the streets if I just leave it there. And matter of fact, even if I chambered around, took the safety off, and laid the gun on my table, I seriously doubt if that gun is going to get up and go do anything to anybody. Right? So why do we call it gun violence? You know why I believe we call it gun violence? Because words matter. And I believe that the masses of us hear that terminology and we don't think that this type of thing with these babies dying is important. Nobody thinks that this little boy who would have been 2 years old in a couple of months, nobody thought it was important. Nobody thought his life mattered. Nobody thought that black life mattered. How about that? Hashtag Black Lives Matter. Do they really? Huh? I don't know. I don't know if Black Lives really matter. The fact that somebody knows who was after this little boy's mom, but nobody will say anything. Nobody will talk. And the funny part about this is the fact that people might say that they're scared to talk because they don't want the people to come and kill them. Well, the funny part about telling on people and being a snitch and being a target and people coming to kill you is the fact that if you don't say anything, they're probably going to come kill you anyway. Ain't that some shit? So it seems like we always talk about, you know, what we would have did back in the day. You know, we're going to go out on our feet and not on our knees, right? But the people in Chicago right now are literally going out on their knees, begging and hoping. Huh? Nobody's going to step up and say anything. You have just as high of a chance of telling on a criminal and getting shot or not telling on a criminal and still getting shot. How about that? 18 people killed and 47 people injured just over this past weekend. They don't want to blame the gang members. They don't want to blame the thugs. They don't want to blame the criminals and non-law-abiding citizens. You know what they're going to do in Chicago? Blame the guns. Yes, it's the guns' fault. Let's continue. This is happening far too often, according to CPD Chief of Operations Fred Waller said at a news conference outside of Inglewood District Police Station hours later. When is this going to stop? When are we going to say enough is enough? Waller said that judging by the number of bullet holes in the car, the shooting did not appear to be a random shooting. And again, I told you guys, I think the mom was a target. And I don't want to speculate too hard on what the mom might have did to piss somebody off to make them want to kill her like that. But it don't seem like it takes a whole lot to piss people off in Chicago. And while you guys are looking at these other pictures, these are also people who are victims in the same area. Other kids, other young people. So don't think that I got the wrong pictures up. These are the right pictures. Every single one of these pictures are. And for the Latin girl that y'all saw up there on the screen, let me see if I can get her picture up on here so y'all can see that as well. Let me see here. Almost forgot about this young lady, Amaria Jones, also dead in the same area within the past couple of weeks. That little boy dead as of less than a week ago, right? And where's that young lady at? Right there in the middle. Also a victim. All of these people that y'all see, and that's not even close to all of them. Not even close. Just this weekend, there were 18 people, human beings dead. Now, again, I want you guys to remember that this was not a random act of violence. Waller noted that he made a similar announcement only a week ago when a 3-year-old boy, who y'all just saw on my screen, was riding in a car with his father in Austin and was shot and killed, which was, his name was Mekhi, I think. I don't remember his last name. Mehki, Mekhi. So y'all can look that story up. And he was riding in the car with his dad when somebody opened fire at the car as they were driving. But in that story, the dad was the intended target. Another issue that's going on here is the fact that these people are trying to do, I guess, their parently duties. And while they're trying to also be parents and got all this fuck shit going on, the kids end up getting shot just because they're with their parents. He said, we'll catch the person that killed the 3-year-old. We'll catch the person who killed this kid. That's not going to bring that kid back, and that's not going to satisfy that family. And I seriously doubt, knowing how high the rate is of them not being able to arrest these people and get convictions, I seriously doubt if that's going to happen. But let's move on. Let me see here. Last Saturday, Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who was the mayor out there in Chicago, so I guess she must have took over for what? Rahm Emanuel, I guess? So Mayor Lori Lightfoot expressed outrage at the shooting as well as another hours earlier Saturday when a 17-year-old was killed in Humboldt Park. The pain of losing a child never goes away, and today we lost more young people to gun violence. That term, gun violence. Apparently these people are not dying at the hands of thugs and criminals and niggas. It's the guns that's doing it, apparently. I'm tired of burying our children. Lightfoot asked that if anyone has any information to call the police, even call anonymously. If you didn't know that you can call anonymously and give tips, you can. So you don't even have to reveal your identity, to bring those responsible to justice. So what I'm going to do, because these videos are kind of long, I'm going to skip some of this other stuff. But last weekend, 12 minors were among the 104 people shot in the citywide nigga violence, the citywide thug violence, the citywide gang violence that left 15 people dead. In addition to the 3-year-old, the deaths also included a 13-year-old girl struck by a stray bullet in Austin and 2 teenage boys gunned down in South Chicago. So let me go ahead and show you guys the news videos that were out there, because there were quite a few of them, and I'm glad they at least had a couple news videos. But let me give y'all the fair usage. Let's get it. If I can get it to show up. There we go. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. And matter of fact, let me say this before I even show the news videos. For anybody who's saying that the police are dressing up in thug costumes and going out and they're participating in these shootings, I'm going to tell you, to everybody who is listening to the sound of my voice that believes that, you are stupid. You're an idiot. You're stupid. Okay? Now that I got that off my chest, let's go ahead and show the news videos.
Hello, everyone. Another child has been shot and killed in Chicago. That baby boy, not yet 2 years old. His mother was also wounded. Tonight, we are learning more about the latest victims of Chicago's gunfire. CBS 2's Jeremy Ross with what's being done to find the person responsible. Jeremy.
Matter of fact, I need to take a pause real quick. Guys, please click that thumbs up. We should be averaging about 500 to 600 people here, so people don't know we're live. So if y'all would, we're only at 178 thumbs up. We need to be at about 300 thumbs up, okay? Please click that thumbs up. Thank you to everybody that's here. Please click that thumbs up.
And Jim, multiple groups this evening offering up rewards for information leading to the arrest and conviction of this shooter. The rewards right now totaling more than $30,000. Tonight, police are reviewing surveillance video from the area where the shooting occurred in an effort to try and find the person responsible.
Today, I just want to sit on the side of the curb like the mom was at one point. I just want to sit on the side of the curb and shake my head and cry.
Tremendous emotions and the tremendous strife that they were going through.
If you're not mad, if you're not outraged, if you're not broken about this, then what will you be heartbroken about? And do you have a heart?
Pastor Donovan Price was outside St. Bernard Hospital Saturday afternoon, as was a red four-door with bullet holes in the back and passenger side.
This is the first time I held a mother and a father at the same time as they grieved over their child.
A 20-month-old was killed.
The baby was bleeding so bad.
The child was hit once in the chest.
It's all bad. There's a term, it's all bad. Well, this is it's all bad.
Hours before this car carrying a 22-year-old mom and her 20-month-old child was towed away, police say a shooter saw the car on Halstead and 60th, pulled alongside the vehicle, and started firing, grazing the mother's head and hitting her son in a car seat in the back.
She was returning from the laundromat.
How many moms were in their cars going to the laundromat on a Saturday morning? That's a common thing.
Police say about 7 or 8 shots were fired, the mother driving her car to the hospital for help, but it would be too late for her young son. It is unclear why the shooting happened, but early in the investigation, police say they don't believe it is a random act of gun violence. What they do believe.
We'll catch the person who killed this kid, but that's not going to bring that kid back.
I would like to see the silver lining. This is all bad.
Amongst many other things, police are trying to identify the make and model of the car that the shooter was driving at the time of this crime. This is at least the 5th child under the age of 10 shot in the city of Chicago in the last week and a half.
In a week and a half. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? I'm going to take a pause for the cars real quick. I got to shout out a couple people in the chat. If you guys donate, I will shout you out. Let me shout out Casanova Hooks, who sent in a $3 super chat. Thank you very much. Tanea, if you are out there listening, I wanted to shout you out and say thank you very much. And we got a very, very nice donation by way of LaQuisha Esther in the chat. If you are listening, I want to say thank you very much. Let's see. Let me scroll down. There we go. Okay, got the chat back up. Okay. Since I got this pause, John Stratton, if you say that again in my chat, I'm going to block you. Say it again, I'm going to block you. You're going to get the fuck out of here tonight. All right? Find something else to say. Stop repeating the same stuff in my chat. Moderators, don't block them. Don't time out anybody at all. When I get tired of it, I'll get tired of it and I'll let y'all know. But for now, I'm going to ask John to be a grown adult and just don't post it again. You post it again and your ass is done, period. Just it's so sad, man. You can't ask grown people to just act like adults. It's really sad. So Darcy, if you're out there, thank you very much. And this is a message from LaQuisha in the chat. And she said, sorry, it's been a minute. I've been out of town for a few weeks, but I'm back now. As always, thank you for what you do. You are an amazing person. And thank you so much. And shout out to LaQuisha Esther. If you guys want to take on any one of those challenges, we always had a $10 challenge going. Let me give a shout out to D. Thank you, D, for your support. Really appreciate that. If we're going to be out protesting in the streets, the last thing, you got to go, buddy. Peace and au revoir. Go swallow a rock, little buddy. John Stratton, go swallow a rock. The world needs less people like you. I'm just saying. The world needs ditch diggers. And guess what? For all them plastic coffins that America bought and tried to hide, I'm pretty sure they got some for people like John Stratton, right? Good place for him to be. Let me give a shout out. Melissa D said, thank you for talking about this. Thank you so much for being here and being able to listen. So thank you so much. So here we go. Let's keep going.
Live outside police headquarters.
First and foremost, I want to give my condolences to the family of the 20-month-old little boy. It seems like just yesterday, it was last Saturday, I was in front of you all talking about a 3-year-old that was killed in the Austin community. And now here in Inglewood, a 20-month-old was killed. Today, at approximately a little after 2 o'clock today, the mother and that child were traveling southbound on Halsted at about 60th when another vehicle pulled alongside, and the occupant of that vehicle fired into the mother's vehicle, striking the child and grazing the mother in the head. The mother drove to St. Bernard Hospital where the child was pronounced. This is happening far too often. Too many times children are killed by senseless violence, and not just only children, grown-ups also. When is this gonna stop? When are we gonna say enough is enough? I don't even have the words to see that family at St. Bernard, the tremendous emotion.
What's funny about this is the fact that they're offering and I didn't mention this, they're offering $25,000. And speaking of offering money, let me give a shout out. Mookie, who said, continue to fight, bro. I'm proud of you and appreciate your dedication. Thank you so much for that. They're offering $25,000, and that's not even including for the other death of the baby, Makai. I think they're offering like $15,000 for information leading to an arrest and conviction for his case. Offering all this money and nobody is stepping up to say anything. Isn't that something?
And the tremendous strife that they were going through. And we'll catch them. We'll no doubt we'll catch the person who did it. We'll catch the person who killed that 3-year-old. We'll catch the person.
He said, no doubt. Yeah, we'll catch him. Yeah, we're sure you will. We see how good your success rate is for catching people that shoot up and kill people every single weekend, right? And right about now, y'all got 47 people injured and 18 killed. We'll see how many of those turn into convictions.
Who killed this kid, but that's not gonna bring that kid back, and that's not gonna satisfy that family. Any questions?
Do you know if this vehicle was targeted or was this random?
Well, I don't think it was random because of the amount of times it was fired upon. It doesn't seem like it was random.
They wanted her dead. It definitely wasn't random. Let me give a shout out Jeannie Torres, who took on the $10 challenge. And thank you guys so much for supporting our platform. I'm always honored when you're able to find it in your budget and in your heart to donate to what we stand for here. Thank y'all for standing up for these babies, man. Thank you guys so much for that. Let's keep going. Click that thumbs up. I can't talk. For everybody who can't donate, then you all can click that thumbs up. So get us up, if you can, to 300 thumbs up. That'll help us out a lot. We're at 225 right now, okay? Click that thumbs up.
The detectives are feverishly investigating this, looking at video, canvassing the scenes. So we'll find out.
What can you tell us about, we heard the mom was going to the laundromat, did you ever anything like that?
From what we have, when is this gonna stop? When is this gonna stop? When are we gonna say enough is enough?
A 20-month-old boy shot and killed while riding his mother's car. He is the latest victim of gun violence in Chicago. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jackie Bang.
And I'm Gaynor Hall, in tonight for Tamon Bradley. Let's get right to WGN's Megan Dwyer for the very latest. Megan.
Gaynor and Jackie, another violent Saturday in Chicago. Mom and her son were actually on their way to the laundromat when there was a drive-by shooting around 2 o'clock today. Someone opened fire on their car.
I just want to sit on the side of the curb and shake my head and cry.
Pastor Donovan Price says he held the boy's parents today while they sobbed.
This world is becoming the kind of world that you really almost don't want your child in.
Around 2 this afternoon, the 22-year-old mom was driving south on Halsted to the laundromat when a car pulled up alongside her at 63rd Parkway and opened fire. Her 20-month-old son was behind her in his car seat.
No doubt we'll catch the person who did it, but that's not going to bring that kid back.
A bullet in his chest, the boy was pronounced dead at St. Bernard Hospital. His mother suffered a graze wound to her head. Police say 7 to 8 bullets hit the car.
I don't think it was random because of the amount of times it was fired upon.
Just last weekend, a 3-year-old boy was shot and killed in a car in South Austin.
When is this going to stop? When are we going to say enough is enough?
As a father, this hurts me to the core.
Activists say, unfortunately, the toddlers won't be the last children to die violently this summer.
The problem is not being addressed because the problem is too ugly for people to look in the face.
They want leaders to treat violence on the South and West sides like the pandemic.
This is another virus that we have to fight.
With resources, treatment, and systemic change.
We are so focused on everything else but cleaning up the streets on the South and West sides. While folks are in Lincoln Park running and jogging, walking their dogs, retail, and it's heaven on earth. Folks in Inglewood can't even drive to the laundromat without their 1-year-old being killed.
Oh, did y'all hear that? Oh my goodness. I gotta say something. I gotta say something real quick. I gotta say something. Did y'all just hear what this dude just said? He talking about folks on the other side of town are out jogging, walking their dogs, and we out here in Inglewood and we can't even go to the laundromat. Well, you know what's funny? Whenever you have communities full of black people, it should be a community where black people, because Black Lives Matter so fucking much, you would think that maybe black lives would matter to black people. But the reality is the fact that black lives do not matter to black people. Can we say that again? Let's say it together, guys, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Black lives do not matter to black people. No change will ever happen until black lives start to matter to black people. Every day, every situation, every argument, whatever it is, every relationship that you go through, every person that you deal with, how you talk to people, how you approach people, how you think, all of these things contribute to situational things. For every action, there is a reaction. So maybe in a situation like this, we don't always have to retaliate. We don't always have to get the last word. We don't always have to get somebody told. We ain't always gotta inbox somebody some bullshit on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We ain't always gotta send out death threats just because somebody don't like DJ Just Jay's YouTube videos. Huh? It's funny how that works. But whenever you start to put it into real situations where people can actually understand it on a day-to-day basis, they refuse. They don't care. All they want to do is they want to be run by their emotions every single day, right? Let's get it. Now this I got to take a pause for. Got to take a pause for this. Miss Nisi said, "For the love of the babies, I love what you're doing. Thank you so much. Matter of fact, I told you guys, I think if y'all donate that amount, that will automatically get you a wrench on this channel. And if you guys have already, like Mookie Lolo, if you've already done that a few times, just let me know and I can hook you up with the wrench. If you guys do that over time, I truly, truly appreciate that. But I love what you said. And thank you for understanding what I'm trying to get across. Because what people tend to say about me, and I'm just basing it off my emails, and maybe I'll start doing this like Kurt Dog told me to do, and expose people who send me these wild ass emails and post these crazy ass comments. Most of these people are black women, and I'm going to say that again. Most of the people who send me death threats, most of the people who say that I'm a coon, most of the people who say that I'm the problem are usually black women. And I'm not saying that to be an asshole. I'm saying that's who contacts me on Facebook, on Instagram, in my email. They don't even try to hide their identities. But what's funny about that is it's only a small group of them who behave that way. It's only a small group of them who behave that way, but a larger portion, and I want to give a shout out to the people who are listening to the sound of my voice, because we have some amazing people over here at the AFC, and we are a mixture of so many different people. When you're talking about what do they call that, a melting pot? The AFC is literally a melting pot. We got people from all over the place, all over the world that support this channel. They don't watch all at the same time, but you can tell from some of the views that we do pretty well over here for the most part. We have a good amount of people over here. Shout out to my guys, but we got a ton of women over here. A ton of women who understand a very simple thing. Children's lives matter more than adults' lives matter. Children's lives matter more than adult lives. Why do I say that? Because of the fact that when you talk about I will live for my child and die for my child, then it's funny how when it comes to those crunch situations where you could literally prop your child up and defend your child, there are too many people that don't. There are too many people that literally would not step in front of a bullet for their children. There's people who do not sacrifice for their children. There's a lot of people out there who don't even have something as simple in Chicago as life insurance. Let me take a drink for that. It's funny how in Chicago, how often this happens, how big of a target these kind of people are that live in these high crime-ridden neighborhoods don't even have something as simple as life insurance. I want y'all to picture that for a moment. Maybe a lot of people say that if you live in certain areas, what are the chances that something's going to happen to their kid, right? But in Chicago, you literally know there is a high probability that you're going to be going to go do something really, really normal, do your day-to-day business, like go try to wash your dirty underwear, go clean your clothes, wash your towels at the laundromat, and somebody open fire and shoot your car 8 times. There's a high chance that that's going to happen. Matter of fact, let me do this real quick. Do it like that. I need to pause this broadcast one more time. If you come to my channel and you promote anything that you're doing on your channel, I'm going to block you. Y'all don't even click the thumbs up before you come over here talking about, hey, look at what's going on my channel. Sorry, it don't work that way. I'm a businessman. You want to get some promo over here, put something on it. You want to promote something, put something on it. Don't do that to me. You're gone and you don't have to come back. We'll replace you. For every person that we block, we'll get in 10 or 15 more people that actually will have some respect over here, okay? Please don't do that. And again, what I say is something as simple as life insurance. You know they're going to have GoFundMe accounts, and you're counting on people caring, and you're counting on plucking on the heartstrings of these benevolent white people and hoping that they donate to your nigga GoFundMes, right? You're hoping and praying that they donate a significant amount of money. If your story is big enough and sad enough, you're hoping that they donate to your GoFundMes. When you know that as you are born, you're going to die. So it should actually be, well, I don't think it should be in the law like forcing you to get life insurance, but you should know as a parent, as an adult, as a responsible human being, you should have life insurance on yourself and your kids. If you're a parent and you do not have life insurance on your kids, please just get some life insurance. I'm not trying to kick people while they're down. I know people are going through a hard time. All right? I know people are going through a hard time right now, but please get some life insurance on your kids. Let's keep going.
Tonight, there is a $14,000 reward for anyone who has any evidence or information that might lead to an arrest. Mayor Lori Lightfoot today tweeting that she is tired of funerals. She is tired of burying our children. I'm live at home tonight. Megan Dwyer, WGN News.
Okay, Megan, thank you.
Okay, I want to thank you, the members of the press, for joining us today. Obviously, the news over the last 24 to 48 hours has been very disappointing. The 1-year-old who was killed last night struck the hearts of many. Early Walker, as you all have followed him over the last few years, has been one of Cook County's more prominent philanthropists, and he felt compelled to formalize an organization 2 weeks ago, ironically, that basically says, I'm telling, don't shoot. And there's a website to that effect too, I'mTellingDon'tShoot.com. So this organization has come together today to not put up $1,000 or $5,000 traditional reward, but to talk about, to which they have the money here today, a $25,000 reward for the arrest and approved charges by the state's attorney of a suspect. So that's in combination, an arrest along with the approved charges.
Okay, so they're not actually forcing a conviction for that reward money. So it seems like if they get these people arrested and get proper charges on them, then you could win $25,000. Like, why would not anybody take that money and just move your family out the hood? Why would you not do that? They always talk about we don't got enough money to lead a hood. Well, it seems like don't y'all think that $25,000 is enough money to lead a hood? I thought so. Shit, I don't even need $1,000 to lead a damn hood. Matter of fact, when I left the hood with what, like the last paycheck that I had, and I left. I'm just saying. Let me give a shout out to the brother in the chat. Let me see. Leighton said, check your Cash App, sent you a quarter, brother. Thank you so much. And yes, he did. Not only did he send a super chat message to be able to send it, but he said, for the virus he's talking about is the Negrona virus. And I think I've actually heard that on Tommy's show. So shout out to Tommy. I don't remember where that came from. If that originated from his show, then shout out to Tommy and his platform for sure. But I agree. Thank you so much for the donation, but it is us. We are our own worst enemies. Said 25,000 is the bottom number. Shoot, man. Damn. Jamaica Cassidy said, I'm sick of all the killing everywhere. Stop the violence. Every day and every moment you have an opportunity not to escalate a confrontation. Everybody plays a role in that and everybody is responsible. But again, I told you guys, you said the reward is up to $100,000. Well, it don't seem like nobody want to get paid and lead a hood. It seems like people just don't give a crap. They're just like, screw it, we gonna die anyway, and they probably gonna get shot. So it's just a real jacked up thing. Real jacked up thing, man. Let me give a shout out also to Warren. Warren said, thanks for the information, bro. So Warren H, if you are listening, I want to say thank you. I did get your Cash App. And Tanea, if you're listening, I got yours as well. And Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord. Woo. Let me pause the broadcast. Jesus Christ. I thought I read that wrong. Wow. Wow. I thought I read that wrong. Darcy Ann, thank you very much. Said, keep up the great work, Darcy Ann. It is an honor to have you back, and thank you so much. Guys, I just freaked out about a donation that I just got. And let me make sure that I can read it first. It says, keep fighting the good fight, my friend. Keep letting your light shine. I'm never going to leave you, but always see you through to the other side. We will struggle, but we will never quit. My dear friend, keep up the good fight. I hope she does not mind me shouting her out. I've been praying for you, and I thank you for showing me so much love. And I cannot tell you guys what was sent. What was sent is for my eyes and my eyes only. But what I can tell you is that Knight Rider, if you're listening, sweetheart, I love you and thank you so much for that. That's a bit overwhelming. And I thank you so much for that, for really just believing in me on that level. Damn. Wow. Wow. That is so humbling. That is so humbling. All I could do is just thank you, sister. But just know that I'm definitely going to continue to keep fighting this fight. That's for damn sure. And I'm not going to let anybody threatening me through email, threatening me in person, whatever it is, I'm going to keep fighting for these babies. I'm going to continue to keep being an example for my daughter, for her to grow up and become something great. I'm going to make sure that I do everything in my power to my last breath to make sure that my daughter becomes something great and that I live by example. I've done enough bad things in my life, and I think that the people who have done bad in their life, the one thing that you can do is you ought to be the one speaking against the people who are doing the things that you actually come from. Especially those who come from the hood. Amen? Mookie Lolo said, you're getting the support, brother. Well deserved. Keep up the good fight. Thank you, Mookie Lolo. Good looking out. And let me hook you up because you've donated quite a few times yourself. So thank you so much for that. But again, Knight Rider, if you were listening, man, I can't thank you enough. But just thank you for being a blessing. And I'm honored that God was able to bless you and that you blessed me back. And I cannot thank you enough. No Brass, if you're out there, bro, say a great topic. Shame the BS media won't mention it. Man, yeah. But thank you, No Brass, if you're listening. Guys, let's keep this thing going. And I agree with you. Matter of fact, I love it when No Brass is in the comment section. I go back and I look at a lot of the comments, and I like a lot what you say, man. But thank you so much for that. Let's keep going.
And so these business leaders have joined Mr. Walker as he's assembled them and coalesced them here today, along with our fascinating Alderwoman Stephanie Coleman, to not only bring attention, but to get the word out. We want people to stop the no snitching code. That's out. We got 1-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 3-year-olds being killed now, and it's time for the community to step up. So to that end, I'll have Mr. Early Walker come at this point. You all can step in a little bit closer and pile on each other. Social distancing, okay.
Early Walker, E-A-R-L-Y, W-A-L-K-E-R, philanthropist and business owner. I want to thank everyone for coming out today. As Sean stated, we have decided to correlate a group of business individuals. We are calling ourselves, or the name I should say is I'm Telling, Don't Shoot. And this is a group of business owners that are pretty much fed up as it relates to the gun violence within our communities. I am a dad myself. Literally weeks ago, we just had a march in regards to the killings of our young boys and young sons. And something has to be done. We are tired, fed up as it relates to the gun violence. Innocent bystanders are being killed. Our kids are dying at...
He has a group called I'm Telling, Don't Shoot. I love that. How many of y'all love that? He said, I'm telling, don't shoot. How many of y'all love that for an initiative? He's putting his face out there. His group is standing behind him, and they're putting in, look, and I want y'all to notice that these are black faces. They know that this is a black problem. And these black faces are stepping up and putting money behind this thing, and they're standing on principle by saying, I'm telling, don't shoot. I love that. That's called taking an initiative right there. I love that. I love that. Let's keep going.
A fast rate, and it's time for some type of a change. So we have combined a group of business owners. Some are here present, others are not, that have come together, and we are putting our dollars behind this initiative. Our least expensive or least amount of reward will be $25,000. If we don't get the results we want, we will come back with another $25,000 to add to that.
Y'all heard what the man said. Wow, I love that. Love that. He said if the first 25,000 don't do, we're going to put another 25,000 on it. He wants these people caught. I love that. That's how you affect change right there. Love that. Ashley Cakes Crosby said, me and the kids love you. You kiss those kids for me and tell them that I love them right back. And thank you so much for being a good parent. And thank you for supporting your babies. And thank you for putting your kids first. Can y'all shout yourselves out in the chat? If y'all put y'all kids first, shout yourselves out in the chat. Let the people know they'll watch this on the replay. Let them know if you put your children first. If your children are first in your life, shout yourselves out in the chat. Thank you, Ashley, for that. Really appreciate that. Matter of fact, Seahawks fan said, for your hard work, sorry I can't do more. No, that is awesome, Seahawks fan. Thank you. Took on the $10 challenge. And thank you also, Pamela Trickett in the chat said, you mean the world to us. Pamela, I am honored to even just really just be one voice among many. So thank you so much for that. Let's keep going.
You know, we've got to do something as it relates to our communities. I feel like I always say business owners need to get engaged, and I am absolutely ecstatic that these business owners that are standing behind me, along with Alderwoman Coleman, as well, standing to support this initiative, because we need to find the killer of this 1-year-old. Also, I'm urging the killer to turn himself in. If he turns himself in, our organization are willing to put dollars behind him as it relates to his legal fees. So we want the killers off the street. That's
wow. How about that for a comprehensive plan? Where's people like this been at? Where have people like him been? He says that even if the killers, look, I'm gonna tell y'all how dope that is. This man said, even if the killers turn themselves in, we will put some money behind your legal fees. You gotta respect that. You gotta love that. That's a comprehensive plan to just give one solution among many. I love that. Tanisha Potter said, new subscriber, great job for advocating for these babies. Thank you and welcome. And I hope that you continue to stay and subscribe and listen more, because I just want you to understand that our mission, and I want you to know this. So Tanisha, since you're going to be here with us, hey, Knight Rider, I see you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for that. This thing called the AFC is not a me thing. It's a we thing. It's not a me thing, it's a we thing, and I call us the AFC. If you're in the chat, if you're in the comment section, if you're in the streets, if you are at DHS or whatever job that you're doing, if you are a teacher, if you are a counselor, whatever it is that you're doing, if you are a parent, a mother, a step parent, a foster care parent, whatever it is that you're doing, even if you're a snitch, how about that? Even if you're out telling just to make sure that these babies get justice, then you are the AFC. We are the AFC. We got to put these babies first. That is a hell of an idea. You turn yourself in, we're going to still give you money towards your legal fees, because most people know that you have to depend on public defenders, which the public defenders, you're just going to be ass out most of the time. I'm sorry. I know people don't like to hear that, but you need private counsel. And I like the fact that he's like, you know what? Even if you turn yourself in, we're going to still put some money on it. And I like that.
It's our main objective as it relates to our babies being killed, our children being killed due to gun violence. We have lost 10 kids in the last few weeks under the age of 10. So something needs to be done, and we are stepping forward, and we're putting our money where our mouth is.
We'll hear now from Alderwoman Stephanie Coleman, and then you'll come back and do the introductions.
Hi, my name is Alderman Stephanie Coleman, STEPHANIE-COL.
I definitely want to hear some more from these people. Let me give a shout out real quick. Sherrod, are you in the chat, Sherrod? There he is. He's got his channel member badge. I see you. Thank you, Sherrod, for your donation, bro. Thank you for that. And Knight Rider, let me know. I didn't know if you heard me shout you out, Knight Rider. I did get yours, But I need to make sure, just confirm for me that you heard me shout you out in the chat. As I am truly just blown away by your support. And I want to say thank you, and I love you for that, okay? But thank you so much, Knight Rider. Let's keep going.
Eman, and I'm the alderman of the 16th Ward, which this unfortunate incident of the shooting of the killing of Sincere Gaston happened yesterday at 6135 South Halstead. I just want to commend and thank Mr. Early Walker and these wonderful businessmen and women. And as you can tell, these are young people. We're young people coming together and putting the message out that crime has no business doing in the 16th Ward. It has no business in the city of Chicago. So we are asking and pleading to please call the hotline if you know anything. We'll share that information with you. But I just want to thank Early and Mr. and Mrs. Scott that are here today for stepping up and taking charge, because this is our community. And we refuse to let crime take over the narrative of our community. And I often say this, I'm proud to be the daughter of Inglewood, because good is in Inglewood. And we're going to change this narrative around, and we're sending our prayers to Yasmin, the mother who was gazed in yesterday's shooting. But Sincere deserved to live his life and grow up in the Inglewood that I know and love. Generations of family, businesses, and all of the wonderful things that we have going on in our community.
So let's step to the side there, Alderman. Thank you. You want to, Mr. Scott, can you come up and give your self-introduction, name and spelling, please?
My name is Christopher Scott, common spelling Christopher, last name Scott, S-C-O-T-T. My wife and I are the owners of Opulent Credit Builders. We decided to get involved with this because we're tired of it. My wife owns daycares. She's dealing with kids every day. So for this to happen, even over in this ward, it touched our heart. So what we're doing now, like Early Walker said earlier, that we're putting our money where our mouth is. It's time out for the old rhetoric, the old politics. Everybody want to be a business owner? Okay, step up. If you're a business owner in this ward, you need to step up and contribute money to the funds that we keep putting behind. We don't, the 25,000 won't get you. Okay, we're gonna put another 25. So that's 50,000 we putting up. The 50 won't get you, we're gonna put up another 25. If that 75 don't get you, we're gonna put up 100. So you telling me with $100,000 reward, nobody's gonna say nothing? You have to, but just to let you guys know, we have the money on hand. We have it on hand in cash. Call the tip hotline. I will personally bring you this money in your hand. If you need help with your rent to tell, listen, we're gonna pay that.
Whoa, did y'all swoo? Wow, did y'all feel that? Damn. I'ma tell y'all, like a lot of times, hey, shout out Parker Lynn, I see you, man. Thank you for sharing that. I gotta tell y'all, damn. Wow, Jesus Christ. I pray for protection for him and his people. That is awesome. I like him a lot. He wants it to stop now. And money talks. Bullshit walks and money talks. He's like, I got the money right here. But again, you're talking about a man that is stepping up and putting his life on the line, because him, as well as a lot of you guys in the chat, a lot of you guys believe in Inglewood, and a lot of you guys believe in Chicago, and a lot of you guys believe in Illinois, that they can turn this thing around. And I admire him for the fact that he's willing to put his life on the line like that. That is, woo-wee. Boy, I hope that brother got a nice bulletproof vest on underneath that pink jacket. Jesus Christ. I'm going to let y'all hear that again. That was powerful. That was powerful. Listen to his statement again.
And contribute money to the funds that we keep putting behind. We don't, the 25,000 won't get you. Okay, we're going to put another 25. So that's 50,000 we putting up. The 50 won't get you, we're going to put up another 25. If that 75 don't get you, we're going to put up 100. So you telling me with $100,000 reward, nobody's going to say nothing? You have to, but just to let you guys know, we have the money on hand. We have it on hand in cash. Call the tip hotline. I will personally bring you this money in your hand. If you need help with your rent to tell, listen, we're going to pay that. We're going to do that. Like we said, we're going to help Just turn yourself in. We're going to give you some money for legal fees. We're going to make sure before you go to that police station, you are in shape, your health is good, so don't nothing say something happened to you. So we standing behind this 1,000%.
Before I introduce the rest of the business owners that have decided to partner with me with this that are here, I do want to give the tip hotline number. The tip hotline number is going to be 312-747-8380, 312-747-8380.
And I hope y'all got that phone number. I sincerely hope that they got some police protection or something. Matter of fact, somebody in the chat asked, are they going to be policing themselves? I'm telling you guys, it is a horrible thing to want to be like, hey, we need to defund the police and get the police out of here. They've already done that in one area. It's not a smart thing to do.
Also,
y'all need the police, trust me.
If you guys want some more information as it relates to what we're going to be doing, the website is www.imtellingdon'tshoot.com, www.imtellingdon'tshoot.com.
I'mTellingDon'tShoot.com. Can one of the moderators in the chat post that? That's actually kind of what the moderators are here for. So that way, if you guys have a free hand, if you got a free moment, they can post that. Again, that website is I'mTellingDon'tShoot. Let me make sure I get it right.
As it relates to what we're going to be doing, the website is www.imtellingdon'tshoot.com.
I'mTellingDon'tShoot.com. If we could just get one of the moderators to post that in there, that'd be awesome. I'mTellingDon'tShoot.com.
www.imtellingdon'tshoot.com. I want to thank the Scotts for their contribution to this as well. I also have Pamela Blackman, who is the owner of Joy Management, that is here. If she wants to come with some words. And I also have Tiffany here, who is a restaurateur, business owner as well, that is here as well. So if they would like to come forward to speak.
Tiffany Hinier, owner of Good Burger Restaurant. I too stand with this group of business owners, and I want to urge anybody that knows something, say something. Please, this could be you. You'll want.
Come on, tell me they don't watch my show. Shout out to Chicago, man. Let's hear what she said again. Let's hear her again. Listen how she starts this off.
To speak.
www.imtellingdon'tshoot.com. Thank you. I love that.
Tiffany.
Thank you, moderators.
Hinier, owner of Good Burger Restaurant. I too stand with this group of business owners.
Y'all heard what she said. What did she say? If you see something, say something. I'm not saying that we own that saying, but what I am saying is that we brought it back and we hone it and we say it all the time over here at the AFC. It's a we thing, right? Hashtag I'm telling don't shoot. We need to get some t-shirts like that. Hashtag I'm telling don't shoot. Well, they might already have that trademark, but that's awesome. That's an awesome initiative.
And I want to urge anybody that knows something, say something. Please, this could be you. You'll want us to stand before you and advocate for what's right. Please say something.
Advocate for what's right. Come on, like she's using all the right words. Advocate, see something, say something. That sounds like they might be listening to us. I'm glad it matters, though. I really am.
Anybody that knows something, say something. Please, this could be you. You'll want us to stand before you and advocate for what's right. Please say something. I support Early Walker and his movement for it. Thank you.
Also, last but not least, we have been in contact with the family. I have actually spoken to the aunt as well as the grandmother, and we're actually going to be meeting with them right after this. We have reached out to them. This group is actually going to be paying for the funeral of this young boy as well. So we're not playing. We're serious. We have flyers that we're going to be distributing right after this press conference to put the word out to let people know that there is a $25,000 cash reward. And I do want to emphasize that because oftentimes we do see rewards put up, but the individuals don't receive the funds. So we want to show them that we're serious, which is the reason why we brought the funds here today to actually show. Later on this week, we'll be announcing reward money for other shootings that have occurred as well as it relates to gun violence in our children.
We'll take some questions.
As you said, you've been in contact with the family. How are they doing right now? I mean, tell us a little bit about how it's going.
Horrible. You know, the mom and dad actually couldn't even speak on the phone. I mean, you know, again, my prayers go out to them. I mean, you know, like I said, I too have little kids, so I understand, their pain and their hurt. I couldn't imagine what they're going through. They didn't want to be involved in the press conference, which I totally understand.
Let me give a shout out real quick to a Seahawks fan. Thank you so much. Upgraded the membership to the AFC, which is the Advocate for Children membership. We got 3 options if you join. You could be the Children First Advocate, which is the first tier. The second tier is the Advocate for Children. And then we have the AFC Premier, and all of those have different perks. So let me give a shout out and say thank you, Seahawks fan. Truly appreciate that. And we do still have people donating, and thank y'all for taking on the challenge. I need to give another, matter of fact, that was yeah, you got your wrench. So thank you, Seahawks fan. So you got your wrench already. And again, to Joan P, if you're listening, said thank you for your hard work. Hashtag AFC all day with the 2 per hand emojis. I got your PayPal. So Joan, if you are listening, thank you. Thank you very, very much. Let's keep going, guys. We're almost done. Let's keep going.
As it relates to that, we did extend to them and let them know that what we were doing, they are 100% behind us. And like I said, we're actually going to be meeting with them to start somewhat preparing the funeral arrangements as it relates to their son.
Do you think that there's anything more that the police could be doing to tamp down some of the violence and, sort of make sure that kids and everybody are safe?
So I think that at the end of the day, it's not just on the police departments. I think that is a community effort, which is the reason why I decided to start this cause. I think that business owners need to start standing up. We are in these communities where the violence is happening, and so if we want it to stop, we need to start engaging. We can't just put all of the blame on the police.
He said that you gotta start looking at yourselves. I love that. Thank you. Thank you for finally speaking some common sense. Thank you so much for that.
We have to be willing to help. I mean, it's easy to say, hey, they're not doing their jobs. It's easy to say they're not doing enough. But what are we doing? So to answer your question, I would say that I do feel like they're doing what they need to do. It's time for us to do what we need to do.
And to kind of piggyback off of what she asked, do you want to see more police presence in the neighborhoods, or do you want to see that scaled back?
I do. I think it needs to be more police presence, but I also think it needs to be more business presence. It needs to be more clergy presence. It needs to be more presence as it relates to the communities. We need to start shutting down these communities, shutting down these blocks that are having the hard-hit areas, hard-hit issues. So I do think that more presence is needed, but not just from the police, but from our community. We need to start standing up.
I was wondering if the alderman has had any interaction with the police who are telling us sort of a little bit more about what's going on. That we've seen sort of an uptick in shooting the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, so let me speak for 7th District Inglewood, which Commander Larry Snelling and Sergeant Waller, and as well as Mr. Howard and I, we have worked with Glenn Brooks. So on tomorrow, we will be out on 61st and Halsted with Operation Wake Up, being more community engaged on this matter, in addition to our businessmen and women that have stepped up. But Area 7 detectives have been out because we were concerned about retaliation on yesterday. So I would like to report that we have succeeded and not had a retaliation, those actions to happen on last night because 7th District has stepped up. I want to commend 7th District because we were all concerned that more shootings would happen as a result of what happened to this young baby, baby Sincere.
Can I add to that for a second?
Yeah.
You spoke, one second, you spoke about police presence, and I know there's a lot of issues concerning that's not a gunshot. There's a lot of
fireworks.
Yeah, fireworks. There was an issue concerning defunding police departments. We're not for that. The alderman was elected based on the fact she wanted more police presence. There needs to be more funding in community organizations. And
so y'all heard that. He said they do not need to defund the police, which was a stupid idea. I don't know how they get so much traction on stupid ideas, or even people who even started saying that. Defund the police. So essentially what you're saying is, if you're saying defund the police, that either means A, you're going to get a shitty quality of police, or B, you're going to get no police. And do you want either one of those? When you defund the police, you either are going to cause you to get a lower quality of product, or you're going to have less cops because they're going to find something else to do. And to be honest, I get it, because they have to take on all of the blame it get none of the credit. Thank you, Keyshawn. Keyshawn sent in a PayPal, but Keyshawn is always donating. Thank you for putting something on it, Keyshawn. Thank you so much, love. Let's keep going.
What have you, but that's not an Inglewood problem. That's a nationwide problem right now. So we want to be careful not to just shine a negative light on our community here when that's just been the aspects of the talk of the day right now. Lastly, I would say the police department is doing a good job in this particular community. In Roseland, we've seen efforts really step up. This press conference isn't about the police. It's about us.
Man, I love these people. Hell, if I ever go to Chicago, I'm going to go meet them people. I like them a lot. They seem really genuine. Guys, if y'all would, please welcome Ashley Peebles, who joined the Children First Advocate. Shout out to Ashley for joining the AFC. Welcome, welcome, and we hope that we can earn your loyalty here as the AFC. And it's not a me thing, it's a we thing. And I really, really hope that we can continue to do right by all of our channel members, all of our moderators, and for everybody who was able to put something on it tonight as far as donating to our platform. We've made a difference, and I'm going to let you guys know something. If y'all didn't know, if you're listening for the first time, we actually were responsible, and I say we were responsible for making an arrest in an active investigation. That was us. That was us together as the AFC. In Stockton, California, we actually had an arrest that was made. We've done other things, but that's one thing that people can look to in recent memory and see that and know that we are absolutely doing something to advocate for these babies in real life. And I thank y'all for being a part of our journey. Thank you so much. Let's keep going, man. And we'll wrap up here in a moment.
It's our fault that this is happening, not the police fault. So when we know something is happening and we don't tell, that's just adding another murder to the street. So this is not about the police department. This is on us, not the police.
Oh, man. I love this dude. Matter of fact, Miss Parker Lynn or any of y'all that live out there or know these people, if y'all end up, anybody who's listening to this, if y'all know who any of these people are, if y'all want to get in contact with them, and if they want to come onto the platform, if they want to kind of speak and spread the word about what they're trying to do out there in Chicago, have them hit me up. I'd be honored to have them on the show. I'll do a call in. So Brian and Addie and whoever else wants to call in, I will put, it's the same link that I use for StreamYards, but if you don't have it, I'll put it up in the chat here in a little bit, okay? So yes, I'll let y'all call in tonight. We got time. Y'all have donated a lot, so I will absolutely hook you up. What's the update? Well, Takesha, I'll have to get in contact with the family because Takesha had a court date last week that I wasn't able to make it to California for because I was already booked a DJ. So when I have obligations that I've been booked for, I have to show up for it. But I don't know yet. They haven't told me yet. And it could have just been a preliminary hearing just to let them know what they were being charged with. So nothing has happened yet. They haven't started the trial yet. Ashley, do I take Cash App? Yes, I do. The link is in the description box. Matter of fact, I will get that link and I will tag you so you'll have it. And then we'll wrap up here in a moment, okay, guys? So give me a second here. There's the link. Yeah, I'll put up the I will put up the StreamYards link. If y'all want to call in, whether you're on your cell phone, tablet, or computer, you can just click this link that we'll put in the chat and you'll be able to call in and you'll be able to speak. But I won't put you on camera, but you will be able to speak and everybody will be able to hear you. Okay, so we'll do that here in a moment. But there's the Cash App link. I tagged you in it. So if you want to donate, I will absolutely read it as soon as it comes in.
Please. Any other questions? Yes, go ahead. We got one more PSA,
so,
if you will.
One more PSA. We were going to hold till Thursday, but we can release it now. So also in addition to the $25,000 that we're putting up for the 1-year-old, we're actually going to add an additional $25,000 for the 3-year-old that was killed last week. So I think that puts that at $38,000. So it will be a combined total of $50,000 that this group is putting on the line to try to find these killers.
How many business owners altogether?
So it will be it's a total of 7 as it relates now. We actually are, expanding. This is a new organization, but we're serious, and we want to show in our dollars that we're serious.
And business owners where specifically? Are they kind of spread out?
They're spread out, multicultural, diverse, citywide. The majority of them are Chicago-based, but yes, to your point, to your question, I should say, yes, they are spread out.
And I think it's their level of success that warrants the money being there. We wanted business owners who had credibility, not people who were suffering and starving. Nothing against starving business owners. Everybody had to start somewhere. These are highly successful business owners in our community, and they want to step up. So $25,000 may be modest in their eye view, may be stiff for some, but that's why they're here, because it's that generosity that they wanted to display.
A toddler in a car seat shot and killed while he was riding home from the laundromat with his mom.
Eric Roing joins us live from home with the latest on the investigation. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning to you. The one-year-old child's name was just released by the medical examiner's office. He was Sincere Gaston. Police this morning still searching for his killer.
No doubt we'll catch the person who did it. We'll catch the person who killed that 3-year-old. We'll catch the person who killed this kid. But that's not going to bring that kid back.
The boy was riding in the back seat of his 22-year-old mother's car when someone pulled alongside at Halsted and 63rd Parkway and opened fire. A bullet hit the 20-month-old in the chest. His mother suffered a graze wound. Police say 7 to 8 shots were fired.
The problem is not being addressed because the problem is too ugly for people to look in the face.
Last weekend, at least 3 teens were killed and a 3-year-old boy. He, too, was riding with a parent when he was shot and killed. The 1-year-old wasn't the only child hit by gunfire this weekend in Chicago. At least 2 more children were wounded in different shootings across the city.
We are so focused on everything else but cleaning up the streets on the south and west sides. While folks are in Lincoln Park running and jogging, walking their dogs, retail, and it's heaven on earth. Folks in Inglewood can't even drive to the laundromat without their 1-year-old being killed.
All right, let's do this. Let me try to get it to start.
Well, hello to you.
All right, there we go. Sorry, this thing is lagging just a little bit. And the guys that are on the back, just hold on just a moment. I'm going to bring you guys in. I can see y'all back there. Let's go ahead and close out like this. To Brian, you got to connect a device. I think you got to connect a microphone, Brian, if you could. Oh, you can't hear me like that. Sorry. Now y'all should be able to hear me. To Brian, if you would, what you'll have to do is you'll have to connect a microphone so I can hear you. You don't have to connect the camera, but that should be the only thing you need. Addie, I'll bring you in here in just a moment. I can see you in there. So there you go, Brian. Good job. So give me a moment here and I'll bring you in. Give me just a second. Let me close this out. Let me bring my notes back up here. So yeah, don't go anywhere, y'all. Just stay in there. And if you got the YouTube playing in the background, you'll have to pause the YouTube. Just hit pause on the YouTube or just turn the volume all the way down on the YouTube. Make sure you ain't got no background noise. And the moderators are posting the link out there for the StreamYards if y'all want to hop in and speak your mind and say something tonight. And we'll give everybody about 5 minutes apiece so y'all can say what y'all need to say. Ashley, if you are listening, I got your Cash App, so thank you, Ashley. She said, I'm broke, but I'm sending more soon. God bless. Ashley, look, if you sent something, then you have been a blessing. And I thank you so much for that. And I always tell you guys, don't be afraid of how much you donate. As long as you send it from the heart, it is all good. And I thank you for that, okay? Here's where we're going to close out. Again, I like to say this. I think it's absolutely insane the fact that they don't want to hold gang members, thugs, and criminals accountable for the actions that they're committing against their own kind. But it seems like a lot of people, and a mass majority of people in America, but a lot of people, especially in Chicago, want to just blame all of this on the guns. They say it's gun violence, and it's absolutely not. It is criminals. It is criminal violence. It is the criminals that are taking these weapons, and a weapon could be anything. A weapon could be a car. A weapon could be a knife. A weapon could be your hands. It is the people that are doing the wrong, and those people need to be held accountable. For the people who believe that it's secretly the police out there plotting on us, no, because I've seen videos of these situations in Chicago. I've seen surveillance store video. I've seen live streams of young black men running up on people and shooting and shooting and shooting. If YouTube would allow us to be able to show that type of stuff on YouTube, I probably would show it. Just to get people to understand that this is not some wild conspiracy. And even if it was, why would you contribute to it at all if that was the case? It would seem that if you know what the problem is, then don't participate in the problem. Seems like that's a simple thing. If you live in Chicago, it is flat out irresponsible to not have life insurance. Everybody should have life insurance. From the moment that you hear my voice going forward, everybody get life insurance. If not for you, get it for your kids. Stop just opening up GoFundMes like the GoFundMes are going to be the end-all fix-all. Last but not least, the thing that happened to this baby, with this baby being shot in the chest, they were going for his mom. This was not a random act of violence. She was a target. Just like the father on the last story. He was the target and got his son killed. I don't know why it's happening. I just know it needs to stop happening. And whatever it is that people got going on, they need to take a step back for a moment and realize that we are literally our own worst enemies and it has to stop, okay? This is your boy DJ Just